Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Happy Friday, everybody. Samantha, our producer, is here with no hoodie.
Nope.
But you are rocking a Tom and Dan BDM shirt that you can get at tomanddan.com. A couple of things I'd like to promote real quick. Get your merch there, but also check out our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, type in Tom and Dan Live, or search Tom and Dan. Tons of videos. We've got these mediocre tunes that our good friend Swervy Jones from the Swervy Jones Show puts together. They're phenomenal and super funny, tiny little cartoons that you can share and watch. Also, we've been adding tons and tons of more video content, and we're pretty proud of our video stream. It looks awesome, and we think you'll dig it. So check it out. Just go to YouTube and search Tom and Dan Live. It's basically a replay of our Twitch broadcast. We're actually on Twitch right now, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. There you go.
Also, if you're a BDM, then you most likely got an invite to our BDM only party. We're actually doing next weekend. Here's a little preview of what's going to happen.
Play the clip.
You show up. We rented a really nice venue.
We did.
You show up. We got 500 gift bags to all BDMs. Then courtesy of True Leave, Bart Merrick has a little gift in there for you. EMS Mobile Detailing has a little gift for you. Gringos Locos has a gift for you. At Home Floor Store has a gift in there. Streamline Mortgage Solutions has a gift. Sport Subaru, ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, and the Humidor have a gift. So the gift bag is full of a bunch of things from our great sponsors. We got free food from Gringos.
We do. We're going to feed you.
We've got BDMs, Cash Bar.
We got an amazing performer. We got Cat Ridgway and the Tourists.
Yep.
They will be playing some songs that you probably know, and we'll be dancing and singing.
Yeah, and Angel will be there DJing.
Yes, sir.
At the beginning and end of the night, all a free event for you BDMs. And we all work hard as a team to put it together.
And I know what you're thinking, and you bust your ass on these things, man, and I appreciate that. But I know what you're thinking. I'm not a BDM. Well, you can go to tomanddan.com/registration and sign up.
Yes.
And then you can come to the party, and it's totally free. You just make your way to the party, have a good time, and all that we ask is that you be respectful and safe. That's it. Don't drink and drive, Uber. It's so easy to be responsible these days.
Yes.
It really is.
But put together a nice event for you guys, kind of like a wedding reception style.
You know what?
Thanks, Mike B. So we have a guest in studio.
I'm really sorry, but I have a really hard time sympathizing with you.
All right. Wow,
I don't know where that came from.
Okay. Jesus.
No.
Get your life together. All right.
So we have him in every year to talk about an event that's happening at Johnny's this Saturday, all for a really, really good cause. And it's St. Baldrick's. And we've talked to this gentleman for a while about this event and about people going down and shaving their head.
How long has St. Baldrick's been baldricking?
I don't know. It's been a while, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's been around a very long time.
Yeah, because it used to be separate events, and then I know Orange County and Orlando got together, and John Clayton's here, firefighter for Orlando, and you guys got together a while back because you were doing two separate events, and you figured you could, if you combined, you can get more people involved, correct?
Yeah, it's about, I think we've been together about 7 years now.
Okay.
And I've done it probably 4 or 5 years before that, just shaving my head. So, yeah, it's been going on for quite a while.
Do you ever get sad that you know that you'll never get to grow your hair out super duper long?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to shave.
Did you ever have long hair?
In high school, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of guys.
I had it past my shoulders.
Yeah, me too. Are you a Florida guy?
Yeah.
Like born up. Yeah, I feel like you did too.
Yeah,
I did too. Butler, do you ever have like really long hair? No, but I mean like past your
When you're
shoulders.
young.
Past your shoulders.
Yeah.
So is that a thing? Do all got like young because you're like I'm a surfer, I'm a skater, I'm a cool dude. It's a cool dude thing, right?
Did you have it shaved?
We grew up in
underneath?
the '90s, so I mean, I think that was the thing.
But even now, are boys like more apt to like? Because I see little kids. Like, don't you get the feeling with Tommy and Max that you just want them to have long blonde surfer boy hair?
I do. They don't like it though. Like,
Oh God, a couple of
won't.
nerds.
I know.
I had long, and they'd look beautiful with it because they got beautiful hair.
I know.
They'd look cool.
I want them to have long.
Let
because-
me talk to them.
Yeah, but they.
I'll be like, you look like nerds now.
They think it's a
I'll
pain.
bully them into growing it.
They think it's a pain in the ass because
They're right.
Like it just gets in their eyes and then it bothers them so much.
And when you get older, it grows and it rests on your forehead. It holds all that oil on there, and then you get a nice patch of acne up there.
yeah.
Everybody
right around
does that.
puberty,
But you don't cut your hair.
especially if you're in the grunge phase.
Yeah. Even your mom will tell you. Like my mom told me, she's like, "You need to cut your hair. You have a greasy zit forehead." I'm like, "No way, dude. I'm not cutting my hair. My powers, man, makes me skate better."
Also, having long hair and when you look like a girl, like I did, not the best idea for me. For the,
What made me look shorter? My mom would tell me that, like bully me. My mom would be like, "Dan Lee, you're already short. Your hair is," because my hair was long. I mean, it was way past my boobs. And my mom's like, "It just makes you look shorter. Is that what you want?"
Yeah. And
What if it is what you wanted?
I told her that. I was like, "Yeah, this is what I want. I want my hair long. I like my hair long.
I like to be short.
Yeah. I'm fine
Embrace
with
it,
It
yeah.
doesn't bother me."
this is I should have said.
Are you trying to
I'm
grow your?
sick.
Are you trying to
No,
grow
no.
your pubes out?
No, but I thought
don't
about
do
this.
that.
I thought about this high the other night, and I promise y'all, we'll get to St. Baldrick. And no, it's happening this Saturday.
Yeah. It's a charity thing. You've heard it before.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to hear about
Just
that.
head out to Johnny's, get $3 craft beer, support. I mean, tell them real quick before I tell my horribly disrespectful story.
Yes.
That you're gonna want nothing to do with us because this is gonna offend some people.
Yeah.
So what does St. Baldrick's raise money for? Just to get that out.
It raises money for pediatric cancer research. So, and actually, to bring it back locally, APH Arnold Palmer Hospital just got a $50,000 grant from St. Baldrick. So it's coming back to the community, and
Awesome. So it says local.
Our honored kid this year is actually a son of a Lake Mary fireman.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he's actually being treated at APH. So it just reinforces that.
Sure.
Yeah. When you donate, it is coming back. It can
Completely,
come
it's
back
contained and
locally.
community based. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, they've always kind of done that.
Yeah.
I mean, we have other friends that love St. Baldrick's. Have always participated. Our friend Casey's always been a part of it. You guys have always been a part of it. Kind of feel like we have too, just in trying to get the word out. But yeah, you're right. It's a very, very easy thing to support, considering the fact that all you have to do to go to Johnny's and support, maybe donate a little bit. I mean, not a big hard thing to do.
Yeah, just get involved, and you don't have to shave your head yourself. You could
can.
sponsor someone else. You could, and there's lots. Just go down to Johnny's on Saturday. Great food and some beers, and help a good charity. And me and Daniel have always said, if it's a kid charity,
we're down.
We will help whatever way we can.
And we're also, I mean, can I just say we're going to have bounce house, cornhole tournament, silent auctions, raffles, prizes, 50-50.
Pony rides, petting zoo, face
pony ride,
painting.
Pony rides.
Yeah.
I love a good pony ride.
That is good. And then what?
I like a donkey ride better though.
Yeah.
I'm a
It's the 90s. The
Yeah,
90s.
let me ride that donkey.
Yeah.
I
Let me ride that
believe-
pony.
Yeah,
Pony.
Well,
Yeah,
that's genuine.
yeah. Well, that's just called pony. It's not let me ride that pony. It's let me ride that donkey.
Yeah.
And it's not
Well,
donkey.
ride
it's,
it, my
it's
pony.
Donkey.
Yeah.
Like donkey. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you got to say a little Shrek on it.
Where's-
And
Where's the drop of Tom asking to see a donkey butt and big old legs?
you know what? I think I did save that.
Oh.
I might have to do a little bit of digging, but I do remember saving Tom saying, "Give me that big old donkey ass." Yeah. What did
No,
you
to
say?
give me
And
that
you messed,
donkey butt and
did
them
you
big
mess
old
it?
legs.
You messed it all up though, right? Like,
Yeah, of course I did.
You're like, oh, big old donkey, come on, give me that, give me them legs and the big old donkey nose.
No.
I ain't too proud to hose. Please. Let me ride that donkey. Let me nose that donkey. Let me see your honky. Let me see your honky.
No. What do you say that? I'm sorry, John.
Oh no.
All right, Corona and I'll tell
I
your.
just gave you Corona.
Here, this
I'm
will
sorry
make it
about
better.
that.
You might want to wipe that off your arm
Yeah.
with your tongue. Okay, now go ahead and tell your horribly disrespectful comment.
All right.
That'll make everything better.
So I started thinking about this because I was mistaken for a girl a lot, right? And when I went through my long hair, shaved underneath long hair phase in the 7th and 8th grade, because I had smooth rosacea cheeks and I had no hair on my, like, I didn't even have hair in my armpits until I was like,
Were you like a hairless baby for a very long time?
oh yeah. I kissed the first girl I ever kissed. I didn't have hair in my armpits. Like, I was 15. Like, I didn't, like, I went through puberty late too.
That's weird.
Yeah. So
You're like an android.
And I was chubby, which for whatever reason smoothed my skin out and made me look more like a girl.
Yeah.
Plus, I looked young. I looked like a little chubby girl.
You were the original Smooth Nips.
Yeah. And I had buds, which made it look like I had little, like, girl boobs.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I walked around.
It's like you're smuggling
And my
like
voice
2
hadn't
pieces
changed.
of chewing gum on your shirt.
Yeah. So a lot of people would call me ma'am, and they would be like, "Excuse me, miss," and like or like, "Hey, that little girl," whatever.
Yeah, well, the one that really hurt your feelings was when the kids at the pool party proclaimed that girl's taking her shirt off. And you
It
looked
didn't hurt my
around, and you
feelings,
looked
I just-
around because you were like, "Oh, I want to see some boobies," but it wasn't. It was you taking your shirt off.
Here's why it didn't hurt my feelings.
Okay.
Is because these people weren't doing it to bully me, and they weren't doing it to make me feel bad. They were just saying it because I look like a girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, and I'm sure, and I never said anything. I would just go along with it because I didn't want the awkward, like, "Excuse me, I'm a boy," and then be like, "Oh," like, I didn't want to make them.
It's ma'am.
Yeah.
Then you're in one of those scenarios. You're being filmed in the GameStop.
But this kind of leads into my hot take here. So the people that were saying like "ma'am" or "girl," they thought it was a girl. They weren't doing it to bully me. They thought it was a girl. And if I told them like I'm a boy, I'm virtually certain
I'm a real boy.
they would be like, "Oh, sorry," and then they would then call me boy after that. They wouldn't be like, "Nope, you look like a girl, and I'm gonna keep calling you a girl." Like, I think most people in society will do that. So I'm just saying, if there's ever a situation where someone thinks you're
Misgendered?
misgendered,
Yeah.
most likely the first confusion is a mistake by them because, and it's not, they were not attacking you, and then after that, if then they refuse to change their gender, start like calling you the different gender than you are because you look like that,
Right.
then it's on them and they're a hateful POS.
Okay.
But if they change, then it should be like, all right, you shouldn't take it as a insult at first. I didn't because I look like a girl. And
All right.
that's what they thought.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Anyway, do you understand?
So then you shaved your head.
Oh yeah, but people will be like, "Oh," they get incensed and be like take it as a hurtful like attack, and it shouldn't always be like that. It should be like, "Oh, why are they saying this? Because you look whatever the way you look," and no one wants to be in an awkward situation. I think
I'm in an awkward situation right now.
I
This must have been very traumatic for you as a child.
It wasn't.
Well, you're yelling
no.
about it now.
No. I just people like if that. Some people take it as like, "Oh, what?" And they get incensed and like, "How dare you?" Well, it's why do you think this is happening?
I don't know. I'm asking myself.
So you're thinking that the person should like maybe look inside and be like, "All right, I'll be honest with themselves."
Well, yeah.
Well,
And
it's about
say,
intent, right?
Yeah. So
Tom?
why is this happening? Whether it's happening, they didn't mean to do it to insult you.
Yeah.
They meant to do it because they actually thought you look like a girl.
Yeah.
You look in the mirror, you look like a girl. You have to admit to yourself, I look like a girl with buds.
Yeah, exactly.
Case closed.
And then now if I said I'm a boy and then they refuse then to acknowledge me as a boy,
Then that goes to the next step.
then that's on them.
Okay.
But then I'm sure if that situation I would have said, "Hey, I'm a boy," they would have been like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Then carried on as if I was a boy.
Could be an uh-oh scenario, and then
Anyway, I don't know what I was saying.
I used to get as a baby, they thought I was a girl.
Yeah,
Because I was little, and I had my mom let my hair grow out, to tie it into St. Baldrick.
Again, people get incensed when you call their baby to like a different.
I had curly,
like, why you're dressed in all blue or all blue? I don't know.
I had curly blonde hair.
Yeah.
And I was wearing full crotchless lingerie.
Right.
It's just like, do you
No, I
look
did have
like
curly
a boy
hair
or
though.
a girl?
I had Shirley Temple hair, and of course they thought I was a girl. I had long ringlets coming off my head. I wish I had that now. I'd be a modern day Justin Guarini.
Everybody's
American Idol.
quick to get insulted, but this person's not trying to insult you. They just don't know.
How's firefighting?
Busy.
Yeah, busy with the added amount of stress and concern that people are laying on you guys now because you work in a pseudo-medical profession.
Yes.
Yeah. I can imagine. And still, though, I'm still fascinated by the job of firefighter because
I think you secretly want to be a firefighter.
I do. Although it's too hard of a process, and like too many people want to be a firefighter.
Didn't you go through training or something like that one time?
Oh yeah.
Always doing these bits. Put him in the smoke chamber.
I put on the full bunker gear, and then I went to that training facility off OBT, and then put out the fire.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
You guys ever film any pornos out there? I feel like you should.
It's like the whole.
It's pretty cool, right?
Like there's a room with a furnace inside that lights up a giant fire. It's not really that realistic. When I was doing it, I was like, it seems like the real situation is happening.
Well, that's the gas prop. Like there's also like another side of it where you can light pallets and hay and stuff on fire. And
Oh,
that's,
you can
when,
do it.
that's when you get the smoke.
That's way better.
Yeah. And then I did the
Good for the environment.
the
too.
confinement maze,
yeah.
and that was terrifying. Way more terrifying than I thought. I thought about quitting, but then I didn't want to get bullied.
Yeah.
And so
sometimes
I
it's better just to hold your nose and go for it.
Was
right?
it pitch black in there?
Oh, yeah, they literally couldn't see anything with a breather on.
Do they give you a light at all, or do you have to just kind of go by feel?
The whole point of it
That's
is
the maze, man.
Is it always go right or like touch the right? What is the thing? There's like a thing.
if you always put your hand on a wall.
We have a firefighter here.
I'll tell you.
let him
hold
tell
on.
us.
Just
Hold
like their
your answer
Facebook ad.
until the-
I'll tell
Yeah.
you, and then John will confirm.
Okay, I like this.
So there's a technique called the right-hand wall technique.
It's called the right-hand wall technique.
And as long as you keep your hand on a wall of a structure, you will eventually find an exit because there's no buildings that have no exits at all. So, but that's the problem. If you don't hold your hand on a wall, you could get confused and go in circles or whatever. But it's just always keep your hand on
I would
the-
just run wildly and just start stamping everything with
So
my hands.
am I correct, John?
Yes.
Right?
I
know.
Yeah, hold on. I put the camera right on you.
I know about everything.
All right.
And transgender rules and
Yeah, you
everything.
know all of that.
Yeah. Just come to me for any knowledge.
Did you just imply that you knew the gender of trains? Because it
I
sounded
know-
like you said train
I know
gender.
I
all
did
of the
say
train gender. Train gender.
Don't listen.
Toot toot.
Ridiculous. So anyway, John, sorry. I don't want to waste any more of your time. You just
We've done a lot of bad here. What are you here for again? No.
it's oh
It scared me. I'm like, what happened? I'm like, if he's screaming, I gotta scream. So I act like I care.
I think I'm dying.
That's
I'm
where
getting
we're at
more
now.
sick.
When you
What
screamed,
is
I was
happening?
when you screamed, I was like, I better scream. He's gonna know I don't give an F about anything that's happening right now.
It's St. Baldrick's happening at Johnny's tomorrow. Head by there.
2 to 6 p.m.
yeah.
And then if you stick around, you can see my husband's band, Melodic Sense, playing. at
Oh,
Johnny's on
awesome.
Saturday,
We
yeah.
should have said that earlier. That's
Yeah.
Mention it in the
fantastic.
Twitch, yeah.
So bring your kids during the day. Bounce house.
But get him
there-
out of there before Melodic Sense.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
A lot of songs about marijuana.
Yeah, a lot of smoke coming in
Yeah,
there.
that's fine.
Hey, you want to go burn in the bounce house?
It's legal.
Have you guys seen the new remodel at Johnny's?
I
Yeah,
have,
yeah.
yeah.
I haven't been. I talked to Andy
It's
the
amazing.
other day.
Yeah, it like It's a little. It's a lot. They did a lot. Like
Yeah.
it's.
But
yeah,
it looks
I'm
fantastic.
thinking me and the family are gonna roll up in there because you know what I haven't had in a very long time, and I'm like, I think it's one of those things that you do actually crave, like your body or your mind. I don't know what we'd have to look that up. I'd like to talk about this though.
Like a craving.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I want to know where it comes from because like I've been eating healthier, but I'm not like eating like have my egg whites, have my almond. You know, but I'm eating healthy. But I want a hamburger so bad.
I know.
Like a real one.
And Johnny's is the best.
I want a real hamburger. My mouth is watering. That's why I had to swallow. I want lettuce, tomato, pickle, onions.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's
Fried
just-
egg. Fried egg.
I'm not an egg on pizza or burgers. I'm not. I want it.
so good.
I want it very traditional style. You know, like I want like just like a cartoon hamburger, like the way they make them in the cartoon. That's what I want.
Emoji hamburger. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm craving it like
Treat
crazy.
yourself. Yeah. I'm totally into like if I want something, even though I've been like obviously trying and you trying to
Yeah,
lose
we've
weight.
all.
or
I think everybody in
But
the
you
studio
gotta
like,
eat,
we
like-
eat healthy now.
But you got to eat something that's not necessarily healthy for you.
Every once in a
Every
while.
once in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, you treat yourself. You got to live your life.
Yeah,
Who cares?
Juan-
Treat yourself.
Juan in the Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, if you want to watch us live. He says no cheese. He's actually quoting my father. Yeah, my dad would have had, if he went to Johnny's. We'd ride our motorcycles to Johnny's, and my dad's standard Johnny's order would be, I think, like a double, lettuce, tomato, onion, no pickle, no cheese, salt. That's it. Because he wanted to be able to taste the vegetables and the meat, and just a classic hamburger. Oh God, I'm so hungry.
I know. Johnny's tomorrow. So support St. Baldrick.
Yes, sir.
John, thanks for coming in again. I appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me,
Yeah.
guys.
Does it
And,
get weirder every time you come in here?
No, it's getting better.
Yeah. When he said that, he's looking right at my balls.
Why
Why would you do that?
He's like, it's getting better.
Why would you do that?
Yeah. He's a hero.
Next time, send somebody else in here. They can be uncomfortable. Hashtag me too.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more corporate time.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer, is here. And a couple nights ago, actually on Wednesday night, Nick Walinda did his big death-defying, if you want to call it that, walk across an 1,800-foot walk over an active volcano in Malaysia, I guess, is where he was.
Okay.
And here are some photos. I'll put those up for the Twitchers so they can see kind of what he was doing. Here he is.
So
He's got like a Bane mask on and some goggles and a big tight wire pole. And there he is. You can see the active volcano. You can see
It's Messiah, Nicaragua.
Oh, Nicaragua.
Yeah.
Nicaragua. Nicaragua. That's hard to say. Now, the only thing, when I'm looking at this, it looks odd, but the scary part would be the molten lava in the bottom.
Right.
I guess the only thing that is dangerous about this is this an active volcano that at any moment could spew lava, turning him into dust? Because that's kind of scary. But other than that, if you're going to use a safety wire that you're connected to, which wasn't designed to not save you,
yeah.
like there's like that thing is probably more tried and true than anything even the normal wire he's walking on. They're going to spend more time on the safety wire, right?
Yeah, I mean,
And the harnesses and everything he has. So is it really death defying?
it does take the chances of dying basically away. I mean, I guess both cables could break and then he'll fall to his death. But
No, that's not going to happen.
But other than that, yeah, there's any of us could do it, and if we fell, it just the cable on top would stop us from falling, and then that's it.
I guess his wife did a stunt before his walk, and she was supposed to do the stunt from a helicopter, but then that idea had to be altered 24 hours prior because of wind, and then she wore a gas mask for most of her performance, and then at one point she removed the mask and hung by her teeth. That's more
From what? That's pretty cool.
from his wife, from the tightrope.
She
that
hung
he
by her
walked.
teeth?
Yeah, that's some strong teeth.
Don't make her mad.
Was she has a safety wire though too, probably.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to hang over a volcano from her teeth with no wire.
Right.
The days
I would do anything over that volcano with a safety wire, right? I mean, basically what they're doing is attaching themselves to a zip line, right?
Yeah. I mean, they have the trackable
But it moves. Like, it's not like a wire. It's got to move. So
it's on like basically a pulley system where he's walking and it just attached to the wire on top of him and it pulls.
So if
with
he
him.
fell, would it just zip him down to the?
No, he'd be hanging there and he'd probably just climb back on the.
What if you don't have the strength to climb back up?
Well, I'm sure they could probably pull him back one way or the other.
So it's sort of like a zip line.
Yeah, it's not.
It's most likely a zip line.
He's not in any really. I mean, I'd say any. Obviously, you're over a
Unless
volcano.
there was a malfunction
with
the harness.
A gross malfunction with both things. He's fine. And this is stupid.
Yeah, I feel like it's stupid.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, look, I don't want to crap on everything, but this is dumb.
Now, his dad was the old man that fell in like South America in the 70s. Remember, we've talked about that video. Was that the Walinda?
I think
no.
It's a very famous tightroping family.
Was that like the Grandpa Walinda?
Yeah, look up
because
Grampy Walinda.
He was in like where was he? It was like somewhere in Central America.
I don't remember.
The Flying Walendas.
Oh, are they all like? Is it like trapeze too?
I
don't know enough about the Walindas.
Also, do you think
trapeze is way cooler than tightrope?
In a day and age where like people are awesome, videos are everywhere, and you're seeing amazing tricks by a bunch of people all the time, these kind of things have lost their appeal, right?
To me, they have, yeah.
I mean, we've seen the coolest things that humans can do in like basically promo videos back to back, like people that have like tried. I mean, we've watched tightrope walkers do backflips and land back on the, like.
I mean, it's a specialty piece of entertainment, but to me, magic is more impressive considering the fact that I don't know what's going to happen. In this scenario, there is no other scenario other than either he walks it or he doesn't, but either way, there's nothing happens. You see what I'm saying? Like,
he's not going to die.
Right. It's just not. So
they're taking that away, and I think.
But also that takes away an element of surprise, right? Like, it's not like you're going to be like, "Ooh, will he make it?"
That's the only reason, and you've heard Evel Knievel in interviews talk about it and stuff. Like, people are coming out to watch me fail. Like, that's what the they.
There used to be the joke about NASCAR. It's like everybody likes to watch the crashes and stuff like that.
I mean,
so Carl Walinda died by falling to his death. Between a high wire strung between two towers of the Condado Plaza Hotel in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
okay,
Puerto
Rico. There.
But he wasn't using a safety wire.
No.
Not.
And that video.
That's impressive
There is
to
a
me.
video
And
of
people have seen, and we've talked about it. It's like he loses balance, he sits down, and then lets go of his pole and tries to hold on to the wire.
I remember seeing
and then
this.
he can't. His
I
grip.
remember
He's too
seeing
old.
this. I remember how much.
73.
And you were laughing, man.
I was
you were
not.
you were cry laughing.
No, how dare you? I was not. Why would you say
The
that?
weirdest part was that you were also wearing your full Ku Klux Klan outfit while you were laughing, drawing. It was weird.
And I think that's what everybody remembers, and therefore no TV, people, whoever's filming this production company, whatever, they don't want that on their hands if that happens.
This family might want to give it up.
Right, a lot of them have
a lot of them
perished,
either
right?
died or got paralyzed from falling.
Yeah,
like,
they've had a traumatic run. But
Well,
I mean, if
I
you're
mean-
gonna run in that circle, it'd be like
Yeah.
asking, well, look at the Knievels. I mean, all of them are, at least the two that mainly rode are all beat up and screwed up. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah. I mean,
especially without a safety harness or something.
his son-in-law was electrocuted after accidentally grabbing a live wire during a stunt.
ooh,
That's
Well,
gonna
don't put electricity on it. You're walking on it.
yeah. I mean, you talk to any of these
Pick a
guys
different one.
that do stunts or that entertain in this manner, and they've all been hurt multiple times, and it's part of the whole thing. But again, it's like this old school. Like, hey, I'm gonna do like a stunt, and it's gonna be televised, and people are gonna watch it. I just don't think there's a market for it anymore.
Dan Paul
you
in
know.
our Twitch chat room, he says, I loved it when Nick Wallenda walked the Orlando Eye and nobody showed.
Oh,
Did that happen?
I don't know.
Did he walk the Orlando? I remember something like that, and I also remember it not being a big deal, and we probably said exactly the same thing we're saying now. It's like, safety wire,
Oh, yeah, he did it.
Yeah, 35 people in attendance, right? Like,
People, people don't care as much anymore.
2015. Yeah, I guess no one cares.
yeah, the proof is that only 4 to 5 years ago he did this, and we can't remember it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we weren't even. Yeah, how did he promote it? It seems like he did a horrible job promoting it because
I do remember
least
it, but
local-
vaguely.
like local radio stations and podcasts and things like that should have been talking about it because there should have been some sort
It
of
was
like,
on the news. I guess.
I think I remember this,
Well, that's
and I
the thing,
think I
is, like,
remember
no one
being
watches
like,
the news.
yeah.
No, but I think I remember it was like, oh, he's got a safety thing. And whenever I see the safety thing, and this sounds disrespectful, but I kind of check out. I'm like, not a big deal.
Yeah. And also,
And that one, he used no wire to catch himself.
Oh.
And we didn't even know.
See, I
or
would have
care.
known that had he promoted it correctly. You got any footage of that one? I'll watch that one.
Yeah,
That's exciting.
Yeah, they have it.
and really with all these stunts, it's like, you know, even when they tried to do like Travis Pastrana tried to do like a History Channel big event where he was jumping like a replica motorcycle.
I remember that. Yeah. We watched
Evel
it.
Knievel did, and it was like a tribute. And then they tried to make it like a big television event. And
Yeah.
I watched it and stuff. But I also have been following this guy's career for so long, and is like, and I know about that industry and about what they do. So it was kind of lackluster to me because I know that they had been practicing this for months, and he's made this jump on that bike at that distance before during practice, and they have the technology, the foam pits, it's just a lot safer now.
How much money does a Wallenda make or a Pastrana make
Well,
when they?
he probably made a good amount. Now the Wallenda, I don't even know.
What's his net worth? You think
Probably not.
like $1 million?
I
maybe
doubt if the
500,000.
maybe with the name. Where
Oh, you got
I
it.
got
don't-
it.
You got it.
did
don't
they
you?
televise this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On what?
ABC, this last one.
The
was
last
on
thing
ABC.
you and I said to each other, this is embarrassing. The last thing Tom and I said to each other yesterday, we're like going over some things. I'm like, hey man, great job, feel better, fist bump. And then I said, oh, the Wallenda thing's tonight. Let's both watch it. We're like, okay, yeah, let's do. And neither of us watch. It's just,
You're right.
It's the proof, right? That's the proof.
When he walked the Orlando Eye, it was on the Today Show. Never even knew.
No.
I also
Wowie.
I screamed ABC. What is that? Like, I have no idea what that is anymore. But they got money, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure they paid for the whole thing, and they paid him a good amount.
Norm thinks we're all jaded a-holes. He's not wrong.
Well, but we didn't do this.
No.
The world did it to us. Like now,
We're all a part of the problem,
Hell
I
yeah.
feel like.
It's just we're inundated with so much amazing things that nothing's amazing anymore. Like you sit there and watch a "People Are Awesome" video. It's just a culmination of like maybe that one person has been trying this one thing for 10 years and you finally did it, and I watched it in a 5-second clip, and then I was like, all right, another one. Like,
Yeah.
And like
I mean, you're mainlining that right into your veins, man.
in 2 minutes, I watched, let's say, 25 people do something they've been practicing for a combined 180 years, with everybody or whatever it is, and I just get it in a highlight reel, and then I'm while I'm just trying to waste time at work.
So what do you think? What do you think Nick Wallenda's net worth?
I'm gonna go $1 million.
Stunt man.
I think he can do $1 million.
It comes from a very famous family.
Extremely famous acrobatic family.
Yeah, and and these kind
His
of
wife does stunts too. I don't know if that factors
Well,
into
she was the one that did the trick
to
before
his
him.
net worth, though.
But
They
the
might have
whole
a joint
family-
bank account. Hopefully, they're like me and Sam. They keep it separate. You got to keep your own money.
feel
Is
like
he
they
the
put it
most
together.
famous one?
Yeah,
okay.
definitely.
I'm I'll go 1.8 million.
Oh yeah.
$4 million.
Get some of that.
Flying Walenda money.
Some of that safety harness money.
Yeah, I mean they've been doing it for a while, so
Yeah.
I'm sure they can.
Does he still wear the razzle jeans?
Yeah,
I remember that. He's up there as like sponsored by True Religion and tight rash guard shirts.
But I'm sure there are guys that can do more impressive things on a slack line. Like, there are.
We saw that guy do more impressive things on a slack line when we went and we saw Cirque du Soleil, the traveling Cirque du Soleil that came to Orlando.
Yeah.
Did you see the slack line guy? Oh, you missed him because you had to leave a little bit early, right? Or did you see?
No, I saw that guy.
That guy. Now
Yeah.
that guy. That's the most amazing.
yeah.
To this day, that is the most amazing rope trick I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, that guy's strength was in. I mean,
Yeah, he was swinging back and forth, no harness on the slack
just
line.
balancing on a slack
Like,
line, jumping up and down with an umbrella.
I think he did a backflip. Like, it's just amazing things, and like you could see so many more talented people than Nick Walinda do more spectacular things, and so that's why.
Is it that what he's doing is like an old thing now? It's kind of okay, like Evel Knievel. Or you, like, not you, but I mean, like, Evel Knievel, you grew up on watching, like, an Evel Knievel, there's 10 cars, and then you go off one ramp, go 10 cars and land. Now there are guys that, like, literally are doing flips and tricks, and so it's kind of a traditional, the standard just jump is traditional. The standard tightrope walk is traditional.
Yeah. It's just like it's a throwback.
Yeah.
It's it's
like circusy almost.
Yeah. That's what the whole thing's about. Like, of course, there's people that can do way more amazing things, and I remember the last bit of this was Evel Knievel's son, Robbie Knievel, did some stunt.
Well, they're both, they both like their liquids, but Robbie's just a mess.
Did some stunt where he jumped some like
school buses,
F-16s. No, it was on an aircraft carrier or whatever.
Oh, I remember that.
And then like, but the distance, like, but it was at a time where like freestyle motocross was already a thing. Like the Seth Enslows and like a lot of guys in freestyle were already like. Just to give you an example, the distance that Robbie Knievel jumped, and it was supposed to be spectacular, like, people were already backflipping that same exact distance, even further. Like, so there are already multiple guys that can backflip further than the distance this guy was just jumping, like, and so everybody in the motocross world and everybody who knew better was laughing at this guy and being like, this is garbage, this guy's a fat old man.
You did this to me when we first met. You were probably I'd say you're a little bit more into motocross than you are now, just because of work and where our paths go. But I can remember watching some videos of people jumping and you going, nah man, you got to watch this guy, and you showed me a motocross guy that purely was going for, like, how far can I jump? He like would go ripping fast on a dirt bike and then and then just fly through the air, and it was like twice, 3, 4 times, 5 times the amount of distance that you would ever have on a traditional. Some people, I guess, and even in our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/TomandDanLive, would say that Evel's impressive because he was using a bike not necessarily known for jumping.
No, yeah. No, of
but
course.
I still I kind of put that in a different category. I don't say that that's like better. I feel like it's kind of stupid. Why would you jump a Harley? It's not made for that.
Yeah.
You should jump a bike that you're not going to destroy when you land on it.
What Evel Knievel did, and everybody in the motocross world, and even when Travis Pastrana did that stunt, like, he was jumping it on a similar bike.
He did an Indian, right? I think he was jumping on an Indian.
I think so, and it was similar.
Or a Triumph.
It was similar weight. Now it had upgraded suspension and things like that, so it wasn't exactly. And even he said it in that special. Like, Travis was like, what Evel Knievel did was more dangerous than this because of the equipment he was jumping.
Right.
But also, Evel Knievel was a POS mad at the world old man, and he was a little nuts and expected to die one day doing these things. And, like,
I think he almost wanted it.
It was more like, I think
probably better to go out that way than to be some old crippled man.
Oh,
right?
remember when he beat up that guy? Like,
the
guy that stole something the guy that wrote a book and wrote something bad about him, and then Evel Knievel beat him almost to death with a cane or something. Like, it was the crazy
attacked
old man
him with a bat.
He beat the hell out of him.
Well, he was still, like, had a broken arm, and then he was in jail.
I kind of respect him more for that than the stunts.
And then Evel Knievel,
but he was like a bad dad, and he was like
he's
a
a terrible
womanizer,
person.
alcoholic. Like,
Screw that guy.
He was a POS.
He was showing up to court after beating this guy almost to death in, like, a gold limousine, and he would, like, come in the back entrance like he was Elvis Presley. Like, the guy is
he was a superstar.
He was a superstar, but a POS. Bad person.
I mean, you could say, I mean, he was just that old real man that was at one time the most famous person one of the most famous people in the United States. Like it was like the superhero and doing crazy things. And then there's like the bizarre Snake River Canyon. His documentary is pretty good.
We watched it. It's good.
I think Jeff Tremaine, the guy from Jackass, is the one that produced it.
Yeah, he did it. It's a really good.
I think Knoxville's in it and stuff, but it's a good documentary about his life. But he had a bizarre life. But it's the end of that era. Like now we have science and stuff. It's funny. I watched
Well, no, he wasn't. And I understand what Tom's saying there. I know that sounds funny, but they show how little physics and science they actually use for these jumps. They try to figure it out, but like it was never. It's not like the way that they do them. Like Travis Pastrana has a lab that will like help him design. They were just a bunch of rednecks building crap and throwing it in the air.
Plus, there was no practicing. So like, and normally nowadays, and they'll even talk about it. Like they have foam pits and stuff, and then you'll practice distance and you'll move it back until you get comfortable.
There's ways to replicate it now.
You'll have like speedometers to tell you your speed. There'll be people calculating exactly your trajectory and how far you'll go based on your speed and stuff.
Right. Physics.
They'll get it down to like, hey, if you do this, you'll be fine. And then they'll practice it a bunch of times until day of. But back in the day, it was just like, shot a wild turkey. Like he would literally take a shot because he needed like a kamikaze.
They did
because
that.
he knew he was rocketing towards possibly his death.
The Snake River. I think it was the Snake River. It was one of the ones where he used the rocket. I mean, they talked about it.
He thought he was gonna die.
They sent a test rocket out with not enough propulsion, right? That like blew up.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, that's not going to do. We got to put more in there. And then they shot it again. It still didn't work. And he's all busted up and he crashed and almost died.
Well, yeah, he got in there expecting, I think some reporter, like in maybe his documentary or an interview I was listening to, was talking about like his.
There's a quote.
He talked to Evel Knievel like before, and like he was saying, he was talking as if he was going to die, and then this is what needs to be done after I die doing this. Like, it was just, he expected to. Like, that's what the crazy, but he was a crazy old man, and he was like, I said I was going to do it, and I'm going to do it.
Were these all, like, suicide attempts, and he just happened to get out of them?
He has this quote where he's talking about how he's like, I know this isn't going to work. I'm messing it all up, but he's basically like this. He's like, I'm paraphrasing. He's like, I know this isn't going to work. And I know when my rocket goes in the sky, it's going to blow up, but you guys came out here to see me, and that's goddamn it what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And it's like that. It's like he's like, F it, you came out here, I can't disappoint you, so I'll
I'm a
die.
man of my
I'm just
word.
going to kill
No
myself.
backing out now.
Which I kind of like.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit insane.
It's
Like,
still a little
Oh,
bit.
it's a lot of
It's
it.
a lot of it.
if you get into a rocket expecting to die just because you're a man of your word, like you're insane now. Like you are going to kill yourself because you said you were going to do something.
I feel like that was you for the Nerd Jock segment this week, where you're like, I said I was going to do this with EJ, even though you were sick as a dog on Dayquil.
Yeah, you have a little bit of that in you, dude.
You hurt yourself with every attempt of everything you did.
Because with all of that in the back of his mind, he's like, I'll survive. Because that's how I think. Like you're like, it won't get me because you're too overconfident, and he had a lot of
Is
that.
your heel bruised from that?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I figured you were kind of hurt.
I forgot that I hurt myself because I was walking.
And you're like, why does my foot hurt?
Yes, I was walking around my house. I was like, God, my bottoms of my feet hurt. And then I got a little bit of hypochondria. I was like, what's wrong with them? And then I remembered.
You got Torona.
Oh, no.
I remembered. I was like,
Short-term memory
I
loss.
was like, oh, yeah. I hurt my feet. Yeah.
Should have wore shoes.
And then I get short-term memory loss, and then I'm like, oh, I'm getting dementia, and then I'm like, oh, just high.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the marijuana.
I really want to find that Evel Knievel when he says he's going to, God, it's such a great, because he addresses the crowd, and he's like, look, I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to die. And that's just all there is to it. But I'll find it. We'll play it some other time. We got to get out of here, buddy.
Yeah.
TomandDan.com for all things Tom and Dan. Sign up to be a BDM. You get free parties, extra content, extra videos, all kinds of fun stuff. Sam, anything to plug for Semantics, your podcast that people can check out?
Not really. We just had the 3 years, so not really promoting anything except watching our show. We don't have Twitch. Listening to the show, semanticspodcast.com. You can listen to it on all podcast platforms, including Spotify. Check it
There
out.
you go. Please do. Fellas and ladies, have a wonderful weekend. We will see you Monday.